This is 5 on your side at noon. Focused on you.
Thanks so much for being here at noon. I'm Kay Quinn. Illinois is officially the first state in the country to make cash bail a thing of the past. The new policy goes into effect today. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay is in Belleville to explain what this significant shift in the justice system means for everyone.
Today, the SAFE-T Act officially takes full effect here in Illinois. The ban on cash bail is something that's pretty controversial, but supporters believe that this is just the beginning of racial and economic dignity in the Illinois justice system. The original act actually passed more than 2 years ago, but the cash bail part of the act was ruled constitutional by the Illinois Supreme Court 2 months ago. Here's how it works. This morning, instead of a bond hearing when someone is arrested, a judge will hold a pretrial detention hearing. Now, if the person is facing serious charges, they can be denied pretrial release. For nonviolent offenses, the person could be released and sent home, or released and put on some form of house arrest. Now, a big question many people have is what about the people currently sitting in jail who have cash bail they couldn't pay? Here's what a judge says will happen.
All of them will have a right to a pretrial hearing in the next 90 days. We've had to adjust the schedules of the judges so that the state's attorneys and the public defenders aren't scrambling around so that we can accommodate their schedules.
One public defender believes this means more people could just be heading back to jail if they were able to pay that cash bail, but their offense falls under that violent or serious category. They are worried that this will just cause overcrowding in the already overflowing jails across the state of Illinois. In Belleville, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
Today, 5 on your side, political editor Mark Maxwell is spending time in Illinois courtrooms to track the progress of the new no cash bail policy. Look for his reports coming up on 5 on your side at 4 and 6. Developing at noon, police are investigating an Amazon truck crash near downtown St. Louis. It happened around 1 this morning on 4th at Washington. 5 on your side photojournalist on the scene found the front of a semi smashed. Police haven't told us if anyone was hurt in that crash. This is day 4 of the UAW strike at the GM plant in Wentzville and auto plants across the country. 5 on your side's Alex Fees has more.
There is no indication to believe those two sides are any closer together now than they were on Friday. Today, the UAW will meet with Stellantis. Over the weekend, union officials met with both Ford and GM. Now, here is the situation here in Wentzville on this Monday morning. UAW workers man their picket lines round the clock, and as the strike continues, it is impacting local businesses. Marcia Parati is the owner's daughter at Pete's Dine-In. The drive-in is a popular destination in Wentzville, one of many businesses impacted by the strike. GM plant employees patronize the former A&W restaurant before or after their shifts and spend some of their salary there on weekends. The population of Wentzville is about 45,000, and the GM plant employs nearly 4,000 UAW workers, all of whom are on strike now. Parati remembers the most recent strike in 2019.
They go through it every 4 years, you know, so, I mean, we have our regulars that come in the mornings, and we get some, you know, deliveries to the plant and everything, so that'll definitely affect us, especially on Fridays. They get a lot of our catfish and chicken over there.
As a result, those workers could soon join these workers on the picket lines. Now, in the meantime, Ford says they are temporarily laying off 600 workers at a plant in Wayne, Michigan. In Wentzville, Alex Fees, 5 on your side.
Thousands of workers at 2 other plants in Michigan and Ohio, they are also on the picket line. As negotiations continue today, we're getting a look at what's being discussed. The big 3 auto companies claim their latest offer includes a 20% raise and 10% immediately. The union says it wants the companies to restore benefits and pay they had before they made concessions. We're already starting to see negative impacts from the strike, with Ford and General Motors announcing they're laying off 2,600 workers due to the work stoppage. Another strike looming in St. Louis, this one among healthcare workers. Nurses at St. Louis University Hospital are threatening to walk off the job a week from today. They say next Monday they'll picket for 24 hours. This amid concerns over staffing, patient care, and workplace violence. Right now, the nurses are saying SSM Health isn't meeting their demands. Well, SSM Health gave us a statement saying, quote, since August 29th, the NNOC has declined to respond or counter our proposals on key wage issues. Negotiations can only make progress when both sides are motivated and engaged. Granite City School District 9 needs more substitute teachers. To recruit more, they're being upfront about their daily wages. The district says those with a substitute teaching certificate will make $130 a day. It increases to $145 for certified teachers, and for retired teachers, starting pay is $155 a day. Contact Granite City High School's HR department if you're interested.
Yeah, boy.
A cool morning.
Yes.
And it's going to be a warm afternoon. Meteorologist Jim Castillo here with a first look at the forecast.
Absolutely. Good to see you, Kay. It is Monday. You know, this weekend was just to die for weather-wise. And we still have an area of high pressure that's keeping us very sunny and a nice light wind. Now, the big change coming will be the wind starts to pick up just a little bit as we get into tomorrow. So tonight it turns more southeast and that warm front approaches northern Missouri into Iowa. And then we'll start to see a little bit more of a breeze in our forecast as we get into tomorrow. But 73 right now, so that temperature just jumped up 2 degrees. It's a calm wind and that humidity is at 49%. So temperatures right now at about, for the high temperature today, again around St. Louis 81, but outside of the city, probably some upper 70s and a light wind. It's been like that for days. And tonight mostly clear, all of us in the 50s, even in St. Louis. A little closer to 60, but outside of the city in the mid to upper 50s. Southeast wind picks up at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So with that breeze tomorrow, still plenty of sunshine, but rain chances are increasing. I'll talk more about that and Maine weather coming up.
Okay, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you, Jim. New at noon, President Joe Biden's son is suing the IRS. Hunter Biden filed the lawsuit today in federal court in Washington, D.C. He claims 2 IRS agents repeatedly and intentionally publicly shared his private tax return information when he was under investigation. It alleges the IRS broke federal law and violated the Privacy Act. The suit is seeking in part $1,000 in damages for each improper disclosure of the tax records and for the IRS to come up with a plan to enforce federal privacy laws tied to tax information. President Biden is in New York this week for the UN General Assembly. On the packed agenda, escalating tension with China and Russia's war in Ukraine. 2 U.S. officials say Biden's national security advisor secretly met over the weekend with China's foreign minister. As the war drags on, the U.S. is warning China against helping Russia.
Russia has shamelessly violated the core tenets of the United Nations Charter.
This week could lay the groundwork for a much-anticipated meeting between President Biden and the Chinese president this fall. We are less than 2 weeks away from a federal government shutdown. Some House Republicans agreed on a short-term funding bill that would keep the government funded through October, but just hours after it was announced, other Republican representatives gave it the thumbs down. The bill includes spending cuts and border security measures. It could also face trouble in the Democrat-led Senate because there's no mention of more money for Ukraine, which is something President Biden is pushing for. The next general election is more than a year away, but you're encouraged to check your voter registration status. Today is National Voter Registration Day. It's always the 4th Tuesday in September. It's also the day local, state, and national organizations urge you to register to vote. Check to see if you're registered or check the registration requirements in your state by going to vote.org. Well, they can certainly help you in a pinch, but not if they aren't safe. The reason you'll want to check your family's generator. And it's that time of year again, everyone coming down with something. How to spot the difference between the flu, RSV, COVID, and a cold.